Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spinner Rack. I'm here with the boys, PD and Cal. Say what's up, guys.
Yo.
What's going on? Ready to rock.
Hey, we're talking about Stargirl. Just dropped the trailer, and man, I gotta tell you, it looks good. Hey, selector, please put it on, my friend.
Okay, hold on.
Selector's supposed to be queued up, bro.
It was.
That's the season finale when they fight in the.
They're done. I beat Grundy. Cindy Berman probably got crushed when the dish caved in.
The others.
What others? Court, Dragon King is dead. Tigress and Sportsmaster, they're locked up.
We're the Justice Society of America. We can't quit.
All the bad guys are dead. Of course you can quit.
Yeah, Stargirl to stay vigilant.
You got a responsibility at school.
I think you're looking for trouble.
Isn't his brother on Loki?
You have to decide if putting on that mask is
No,
worth messing
not
up
Loki.
everything else in your life.
Being a superhero
Mobius.
doesn't mean that the rest of your life
That's
can
Mobius' brother.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You
balance.
didn't say that, you said Loki.
His brother's on Loki's show, yeah.
Oh, come on.
Don't argue with the Iron Throne.
The staff chose me for a reason that goes beyond the Injustice Society. Who are you?
Oh, the green ring.
Daughter.
Is this villain from the old days?
Why is he in Blue Valley?
Something very bad.
Hey,
We're never gonna stop.
thank you.
People like you.
Don't you teach these children any manners? Stargirl. New episodes start August 10th. Free next day only on the
Hey,
CW
it
app.
looks good. It looks good.
Just stop on Batgirl. We never did any more Batgirl stuff.
There's nothing more to do.
A lot more to do. We just haven't had a chance to look at this. There's so much TV out there. But we'll get to it.
All of that buzz that was around it, we did nothing. So, Key, let's get on to this. What's going on? What do you say? Have you been watching it? Have you been sticking with it, Mars?
It starts till August 10th.
Have you stuck with the first season? Have you stuck with it?
It was pretty good. It's that they had the bad guys. It was pretty good. They came together. She got them, and I mean there were some issues. I thought that they were a little like they pushed some of the things, but especially like the sister, her character was like, was that she has the worst outfit, the worst. I mean, her power is that she could. I mean, I think she just like access. She's like the tech person. She can get all the information she needs to get. Whatever.
Dr. Midnight.
Dr. Midnight, but her outfit is like the weakest one. It's like, but other than that, the show was pretty good.
Is it weak in comparison to Stargirl, or is it weak?
Of course,
in
she's not like the lead. She's definitely like further off. She's a I guess the tech, like I said, the tech person, Dr. Midnight. But Stargirl, the actress who does Stargirl does a pretty convincing job. Of course, this is a Jeff Johns creation, so of course it's going to be pretty good. So
cut.
None
of this. Jeff Johns.
Big up, Jeff Johns. Boo,
whatever.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Jeff Johns' retirement plan.
What is that supposed to mean?
Because they give us a free ride to the nursing home. So for kids and family that they have some millions, for what reason we don't know.
You're crazy, bro. So I mean, yeah, I mean, overall it was an enjoyable show. It's fun. It's something that you can come into, believable, have an hour of time to just chill out and say, yo, this is not a bad show. A lot of the unfortunately the other CW shows have been getting a little tired. If you feel, it seems to be retreading some of the same things, the same issues they keep going through again and again. And you're like, let's just stop this. Get off this particular thing. But this seems fresh and young and vibrant. I'm all for it. So, what's your take on it, Cal?
I don't know about all that stuff you said. I mean, we saw the first season. This much I'll say to Jeff Johns. He's paying attention to this one. The writing has been a lot stronger on this. Storyline's cohesive. It matches a lot of the stuff that was going on in the comics that was successful. So,
which he wrote.
I'm sorry, what?
Which he wrote.
Didn't I already say that?
You just said what's going on with the comics.
Yeah, I already gave Jeff Johns some credit. I gave Jeff Johns some credit before you decided to jump in and pad your resume. I already credited Jeff Johns.
You didn't say Jeff Johns. I just wanted to say that. I just want to make
sure.
Yes,
I did say Jeff Johns. Anybody watching the show, we'll see it earlier in the tape. And then please leave comments that makes you certain that Mars understands that he should not jump in and step on somebody else's stuff. Thank you, Mars. Thank you very much. Anyway,
Okay.
But
Don't hate him.
it was successful in the comics, so pretty much a no-brainer that it should work here. And I mean, it's already going for a younger dynamic because it's using younger heroes. So all of these heroes are like pretty much they're doing the legacy stuff. Stargirl, all of them, with the exception of Stripesy, who pretty much is coming in as the robot. But they had a very strong first season, and it looks like they're going to continue with what we're seeing this particular trailer. And they're introducing more characters, but again, with that same legacy vibe that they were doing. I don't know if we'll ever get to see some of the older characters, but then I'm wondering if they would actually bring them in, would any of this be as successful, with the exception of these older characters as villains?
Why would you say that?
Because they haven't done it yet.
Right, but I mean that doesn't mean that it will. You say will it be more successful? As successful?
Yeah, because they haven't done it. So I don't know if it would be as successful if they bring in older versions of the heroes, okay, with this youth dynamic that they have going on, if it would be as successful. Old versus younger, you've got a theme there. The younger heroes versus the older villains. If the older cats come back, I'm not sure if it works as well, but we'd have to see that.
Okay, I hear that.
Now, I would say this trailer looks a little like a fun version of The Watchmen. They got the characters fighting the other characters, a little bit of stuff, like her going to school and whatnot. The action obviously isn't going to be as big as a movie action, but they got some stuff going on here, and maybe this is the right tone that's been successful for these shows. So to get more of the youth thing in there, but have sort of the clunkiness of the Watchmen type of thing, the Jeff Johns clunkiness. But anyway, as long as it seems like it's working, kind of thinking about it in terms of the Jupiter's Legacy, where they had young people and it didn't sort of immediately catch on, but this is kind of going to the second season on regular television. There you go. So good luck.
I think there's a big difference between what we saw in Jupiter's Legacy and what we're seeing here. And one of the biggest things is that these kids, even though they're kids, are actually competent. Whereas opposed to Jupiter's Legacy, these guys look like they were going to be dying every 5 seconds. And those guys were gussed up to look like they were more adult and so on and so forth. But they kept croaking every episode. Whereas you got these guys look like a bunch of they look like they look like they're, some of them look like they just started how to sprout facial hair or what have you, and they're already more successful. So that's something that Jupiter's Legacy could definitely have taken some vibe from.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the thing though, Jupiter's Legacy is the one, them with the boys and Invincible, where they're trying to be like they're trying to show quote unquote more realistic, where people are more troubled.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop with the realistic.
Like the air quotes?
Nonsense. No,
your idea of realistic.
Okay, I got it.
If your idea of realistic is that the heroes are losers, okay.
No, I'm not saying. I'm just not saying that. All I'm just saying is that that's how some people have taken it. And,
all right.
Thing. Look, I mean, right now these shows, all these superhero shows that we're looking at, like right now, the top shows in CW, and I'm looking at this thing called TV series finale. I don't know what
you need the con.
Do I need the con? Yeah, I'll take the con. Screen. Okay, host disabled participant screen sharing. I mean, disable it.
Lord, you're the host now, sir.
I've got the power.
Take it from you.
Oh, we can get somebody. We get Tila to come and take it from him, like she's doing on the He-Man show.
So, look, while I'm presenting, please. There's no need for comments. Okay. So, like I was saying right here, you have the latest shows for CW, and I'm just breaking it down by total viewers and stuff like that. What are the top shows? And just as Khaled said, because once again he backs me up 100%. Superman and Lois was renewed, the show. You had like almost on average about 1 million viewers. I mean, I remember these numbers are super low compared to some of the stuff, but Supernatural, which ended, had 1 million. Supernatural went on for what, 12 years? I mean, just think about that, for goodness sake. And now you have The Flash, which was renewed. It's like Flash used to be like the #1 show for a couple of years. Now they're like under 1 million that they're averaging. And All American. But here's the thing, at #4 at Kung Fu, you're like, wow, Kung Fu really did it. But let's take what's important is also demographics. So they always want the young demographics, 18 to 49, which I fall into. And I'm not sure about the other guys, but you know, that's who it falls into. And
You muted me. So
you know, Kung Fu did.
you honestly think you can keep muting me?
Who's muting you? Can you like just listen?
You're keep muting me. You gonna stop me? How you gonna stop me? I'm gonna keep pressing this button.
Dude, we're doing a show.
I gotta do your jokes and your camera struck.
We're doing a show. We're doing a show, okay? Can we like chill out?
Doing a show, okay? Can we like chill out? You said vaccinated, which means we're gonna be in person vaccinated, which means we're gonna be in person sooner or later. You're not gonna be able to do that. You're not gonna be able to do that.
It is an echo development.
Just finish.
It is an echo development. That's why I
Finish your point that you're making.
There was an echo. So I'll mute you guys again so that the echo can stop. Okay. All right. So just wanted to show just what was going on. And of course, the like I said, Kung Fu has just gotten on, and they've been renewed, and it's pretty interesting. But you could see some of the older shows in the DC superhero universe. You know, Flash is at 8.5, 850,000. The numbers are low. Supergirl at almost a little bit over a million, and Batgirl 500,000. This is compared to last year. So the numbers are there. And DC's Legend of Tomorrow, I mean, I don't know how that survives, and they have done less than 1 million for years. I mean, it must cost like nothing to make or something like that. So I'm just, and they renewed Dynasty, and they're like 200,000 people. Like either they don't have anything to show or whatever. So, I mean, what do you guys think about the strength and weaknesses of the DC shows based on some of the numbers we saw for last year? Cal, Petey?
I thought we were talking about Stargirl.
Say that again. You muted yourself.
Yeah, because I was giving you a chance to talk.
Yeah, but you're talking now, so
I said, how do you guys think about this whole, now that the numbers for these superhero series that are on CW and how they're being handled? I mean, how the viewership for some of them. I mean, it's very possible the viewership may be higher because it may include like extended DVR play. I don't know if that number includes the DVR plays at the final, but
probably not.
Yeah, so that may explain why some of them are low. But at the same time, like some of them, like I said, the Legend of Tomorrow, they keep showing up year after year, and you're like, what the heck is going on with the show? I mean, they seem pretty low, unless the DVR numbers are higher than we thought.
Nope.
You think it's Supernatural or something like that? That's what you're relating that to?
Sorry?
You're relating it to Supernatural?
No, not Supernatural. I'm just relating it to the fact that they shows. I mean, right now, the channel, basically, the top shows right now, as we can see, are Flash, Supergirl, so Lois and Superman. I don't know if you can consider Kung Fu like a superhero show, but no.
It's a superhero show. That's because that's some fantasy there.
It is. All right, so Supergirl, so Kung Fu, Supergirl, superhero, Batwoman, which is in the top 10, top 11, Black Lightning, which is ending. You know, it's just pretty interesting. I mean, they're really strongly towards a superhero show. Their Archie show, I don't even see it up. Riverdale is number 7. You know, so.
Well, Black Lightning would still be on if they weren't filming in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the big problem with Black Lightning doing a lot of the crossovers, is that they were set originally. Black Lightning was supposed to be on Fox, and Fox decided that they weren't going to pick up the show, and so the CW was like, okay, fine, we got all these superhero shows going on, we'll pick this up, but they were still filming in Atlanta. So the cost savings that you get for filming out in Vancouver, these guys don't get that for filming in Atlanta. So, you know, they did 4 seasons. I mean, the numbers weren't canceled because of their ratings. They were just canceled because, hey, financially, this isn't something we can keep going.
Interesting. Okay, but he could always come back in cameos and stuff like that later on, right? Like you have the little character is supposed to be making a.
Well, they got another show coming out based on one of the characters, Painkiller. He's getting his own series in the autumn.
Painkiller's getting his own show? Get out of here.
Yeah, he's gonna have his own. I've seen they did like the backdoor pilot for it. Looks good. Looks like they're going traditional stuff, like along the lines of what's the guy's name? Stephen J. Cannell, with shows like Renegade or the A-Team, that type of stuff. Looks like they're doing, really like a guy show at the end of the day, which if it's successful will be totally feminized by season 3. So we got at least 2 seasons to enjoy it. But I saw what they're doing so far. Looks good. Okay, they got a good lead. Okay, the guy comes across well. So all that stuff looks good. But that's going to be in Vancouver. it's not going to be in Atlanta.
Okay, Painkiller. You could probably rock it. You could probably rock it. You know, it's all about the writing and the story. I mean, the sister's going to be coming on with him too, right?
Who?
No, it's over for her too.
Which one?
I can't hear Cal. Can you hear him?
No, you're low, Cal.
That's okay. I'll tell you what Cal is going to say. You know me, I'm always good at interpreting things.
You still can't hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. You probably tried to mute me real quickly. That's what it was. No, who from Earth 2 is going to be coming over?
The sister, the daughter from Black Lightning.
No, she's pretty much out. She's
Okay.
like she's embracing Christianity right now, so she's stepping away from Hollywood for a bit.
Well, what does Christianity have to do with Hollywood? You know.
Ask her. She's the one doing it.
Okay. Wow. We need to definitely dig into that again.
No, we don't.
So hey, so anything else you guys
No.
want to talk about this in terms of the DC CW DC universe?
I didn't realize we were done talking about Stargirl, but okay.
No, we can go back. We can circle back to Stargirl. So is there something else you want to add to Stargirl?
Nope.
What about you, Petey? Anything for Stargirl or?
I said what I felt about it. I mean, the you know, the clunkiness of it, but as long as it's successful, it's fine. You know?
Is Jeff Johns writing this also? Because I mean, if it is, it's going to be a success. Clearly,
What are you talking about?
it's a simple comment. It's nothing.
Is Jeff Johns writing?
Director, executive director,
Oh, he is the executive director. Cool.
probably. Who knows? He's executive, EP, writer. I guess he can't direct, but yeah, EPing is close to controlling the show, so that's good enough. It'd be kind of a waste of time to direct and write, so he can write, EP it, and then you know go over the scripts with his whatever writing team he has.
Are you trying to be sarcastic?
No, that's what do you have? You think he's gonna sit there and write every script by himself? He's gonna have a writing team, and then he's gonna go over it and anything he doesn't like. I mean, the same thing with the Batman people, the Batman animated people. They had the lead guys. Someone would take the lead on the writing, and then whoever the EPs would look at and say, "Well, can you change this, change that?" You know, I'm gonna let such and such and the writing team work on it. It's still gonna be
Unless it was something they wanted to do themselves. Then Bruce Timm would tell everybody, take a powder.
yeah, it's a thing where you have to, you know, you have to do it in a group. But as an EP, like David Chase on the Sopranos, stuff like that. I don't think he has that much power, but you know, as much as you can have on these sort of licensed and properties.
Interesting. All right, that's cool. I mean, he definitely had a good look. The Painkiller. I knew they were trying to develop him because they kept on bringing him back over and over. So now that definitely helps to explain a lot of stuff.
They didn't develop what on the Black Lightning. They really didn't develop his. Initially, they bring his character in, and you see him with the whole thing with Painkiller. But then they really made him like a punk. You know, he just kept getting beat up and stuff with Tobias Whale. Then eventually he gets off. Then they bring him back again. But it's still like, as long as he was on the show, Black Lightning's top dog. After Black Lightning is his daughters. And then after his daughters, you know, there was so much room in there. You know, daughter got a girlfriend. She's got to get some light. So the only way he was ever really going to get some light as a character with some real ability was on his own show. But he's getting his own show. So he's getting his own show. So we'll have the opportunity to see that. But it was just like a lot of, just a lot of competition for, well, hey, where does Painkiller fit in all of this? You don't. You're not a part of the Jefferson Pierce family.
What about this Painkiller character in the comics? I mean, I've never heard of him, but was he in the comics? And if he is, you have any info on that?
He appeared in Black Lightning #1 second series, which was released in 1995.
Okay. And this is basically the same character as in the comics, or is it changed?
Well, they're never the same. They just aren't.
Or similar?
Similar. I'll give you that. The power is pretty much the same. Character, a whole bunch of stuff that's really out there. Not the same at all.
I mean, that's the guy with the dreads, right?
Well, who used to have dreads? Yes.
Yeah, he used to have dreads.
Well, and then again, now I'm getting confused. I don't know if you're talking about the comic book or the show.
The comic book, I'm saying, because he had dreads in the show also.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, because when they first introduced him as Painkiller on the show, he has dreads. So yes, that much was the same, and then they decided they would change that.
Okay, cool. So I mean, he was only basically in the that particular universe where he was with Black Lightning, not nowhere else. He didn't show up anywhere else. PD,
No, he was never a villain that translated outside of that.
okay.
This is turned into a CW thing, but I mean, ultimately, yeah, I could see the Blackbird or the.
Yo,
Why
you're
can
mute,
you Petey?
you're mute, PD.
I don't mute myself.
Oh, it must have been a slip. My bad.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't a slip.
Anyway, the idea is like this. I mean, ultimately, I don't know. With Stargirl, from what
Keep it
I
up, Mars.
saw, the lead looked. He's still doing it. So yeah, as far as the lead, she looked, like pretty decent as a character. Looks like a fun sort of character. So, it got a second season. Let it keep going. Have fun.
I mean, Tobias is who I wanted to see come back.
Are we talking about what's the name? Yeah, what's the name would be a fun show to have back. Yes, you're gonna move away Stargirl and get Black Lightning, right? That's it. That's the truth, right? Forget Jeff Johns. Forget
Why would
Jeff
he want Black
Johns.
Lightning? He only likes the villains.
Who said I only like the villains? Of course I like him.
He's not. He does not talk about Stargirl. He loosely went over the whole history of it in 2 seconds with no care about the show.
Besides
You know
making
what?
certain that he stays
Maybe
on Jeff John's gravy train.
that's about it. So he does all that stuff, and then he goes to the show he wants to talk about. Hey,
Hey, look at
Black
these
Lightning.
numbers over here.
Oh,
Look at this.
Angel
Look at
is
that.
going to be
Oh, great.
a success.
You know what?
Yeah.
I don't got anything to say about that show. So why don't we talk about this? See what we get going. Oh, that's right. I got these guys talking about this.
This
This is good.
There's a whole
Look at
bunch.
this content.
PD, we're gonna have to definitely do a little bit of editing on this video.
There's no editing on this. A little bit or
So
none.
My biggest problem with the last year I did like Stargirl quite a bit, was the way it ended with the whole Icicle. I thought Icicle was one of the coolest villains around, and his keeping the and of course, this is not that I like villains. I just thought that the way he presented himself and how he handled a lot of the stuff. But towards the end, once again, they always make these villains go crazy, and they're crazy and doing these crazy stuff. I thought the way the story ended is good, because nowadays people don't have the time, the inclination to have these type of stories that go on for 2 or 3 seasons or whatever. And yeah, it started well, ended, and it basically ended. And so you can feel relaxed. That's what the trailer basically tells us, where people are like, yo, everything is done. We don't have to continue with this. And she's like, no, we got to keep doing it, guys. We got to be the new Justice Society. And they're trying to make all the bad guys have been dealt with, right? They either died or missing or in jail. And so I get that, but I'm like, Icicle, man, why get rid of such a good character?
Why get rid of the villain?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. I knew it. One, this is typical teenager stuff. What do you do? The class is over. Hey, what are you going to do with that book? I'm going to throw the book away. I'm going to throw it away. Why are you throwing the book away? Because the class is over. I don't need this book anymore. I'm never going to need to reference this. God only knows if I don't need this. I didn't want to do this in the first place. So now we can just all walk away and do whatever the hell we want. No, life goes on. And if you still got these villains, there's a chance you have more. So you're supposed to keep this going, okay? In the chance that you may have to go again and you don't have to start everything up again. Oh, that'll be like the cops. Hey, we caught this dude. All right, we're shutting down. We got the big guy over here. That's it. We can just shut the whole thing down. So that's just typical at the end of the day. Then what'll happen? We'll see some villains come back. We'll see some more heroes. And then they'll realize, no, like that quote says, what do we have to do? Justice, freedom requires eternal vigilance. They're just going to put that quote into practice. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, and he was such a good character in the show. I mean, come on, power and the fact that he controlled all the other bad guys.
Are you still talking about Icicle?
No, I'm just want to character, just make sure that people know what we're talking about, because this would be a good image to show up. P, you got something to say?
Wasn't Icicle a female character
In the comic?
Icicle, look, bro, if you can't
turn him into Iceman, Lord.
Do you have anything to say, Petey?
I didn't like Icicle was a female character, and they ruined it.
Did we not just start off this whole thing, this whole review, that how they changed characters from where they are? Cal just said Mars, you're right that they changed the character from what he was in the comic books to what he was in the.
I didn't know they changed it into a male. That's what I didn't know.
And you know, ignorance of the law is no excuse for not doing what you're supposed to do. Okay.
What is he talking about?
I don't know, man. He's
And I should have known already instead of commenting once I got getting triggered when I saw it. Right? Or something like that. Maybe.
100% yes.
All right, so let's get out of this one.
Okay, so
We did as much as we could because you're not even interested in Stargirl.
of course I'm interested in. We did.
You're not interested in Stargirl.
Am I not putting up one of
I was
the
more interested in the trailer than you were. And that says a lot.
didn't I put up one of the main characters in the show?
Who, Icicle?
Yeah.
He's,
Okay, come on.
isn't Stargirl the main person?
I said one of. I didn't say the main character. You know.
Not interested. You're obviously not interested. I go right this, and you played right into Cal's plan of talking about the villain.
Didn't talk about the villain.
Talking about the villain right now.
Yo,
What we're
You
not
said
talking
the
about is what we
most
started with, Stargirl. We're not talking about Stargirl any longer. So might be time to put this one to bed.
so thank you, everybody. Hey, I hope you guys like what we're talking about. If you like it, give us a thumbs up. You know, we're talking about Stargirl and DC Universe in terms of CW and what's happening with the painkiller character in CW that he's going to be having his own show. And once again, shout out to Icicle, Booyaka, and of course Stargirl. The trailer looked pretty good. Spinner Rack.
Out.
Once again, they agree with me, baby. So, PD.